Let's look at another irregular verb, for that is what we'll do today. So you better wake up. And guess what? Despertarse means to wake up. So let's look at this irregular verb here, guys, to get you a little bit more practice. This is an irregular verb. It's also reflexive. It's a boot verb. And I'm going to tell you that the E is going to go to an IE in the boot. Okay, we're familiar with that term now. We know because it ends in SE that it's reflexive. Alright, now the E goes to IE. But there are two E's in this stem right there. And all the parts except the AR. There's two E's. So which one do we choose? Do you remember? I told you in a few videos in previous videos, remember? If you have two E's and you know that one of them has to change, it's always the second one. Okay? So it's this one right here that's going to go to an IE. So despertarse means to wake up. Okay? So watch this. Yo me despierto. Okay? Yo me despierto a las 7 de la mañana. I wake up at 7 in the morning. Yo me despierto. You may have noticed that despertarse and levantarse have similar meanings. Despertarse means to wake up. Levantarse means literally to get up. We often translate it as to wake up in English. But I want you to remember that literally there's a difference. Despertarse means to wake up, but it does not imply that you get up. Okay? Levantarse literally means that you get up. Because there are a lot of mornings I despertarme. I wake up, but I don't get my big old self up out to bed. Alright? So, yo me despierto. ¿A qué hora te despiertas tú? Huh? Tú te despiertas. You wake up. Él se despierta. He wakes up. All right, let's come over here. Let's see if I got enough room. Nosotros nos. All right, no change. Despertamos. And finally, ellos se despiertan. All right, so let's circle this because it's a boot. Why is it a boot verb? It's a boot verb because that E is going to an IE in all of those forms except nosotros. Why is it also a reflexive verb? It's a reflexive verb because we have included me, te, se, nos, and se. So, yo me despierto means I wake up. I wake up myself. But what would yo despierto mean? What could that possibly mean? When you do something to someone else or something else. So if yo me despierto means I wake up, then yo despierto means I wake up someone else. As in, I have to wake up my brother for school. Something like that. Okay? So that's just another example, guys, of the reflexive verbs that are also boot verbs. And they have some of those irregularities. And again, there were like 7 of those verbs on page 151 that were irregular. The only one, let me see here, that's not completely crazy is ponerse. And ponerse means to put on, as in to put on clothes. If you remember back in chapter 5, the verb poner by itself just means to put, like I put the book on the table. Remember those forms? Yo pongo, remember Gio? Tú pones, él pone, nosotros ponemos, ellos ponen. So with the verb poner, all the forms are regular except the yo form. It's P-O-N-G-O, pongo. Well, if you say ponerse, that means to put on, like to put on clothes. So if I want to say that I put on my t-shirt, I would say yo me pongo la camiseta. I put on my t-shirt. So it's just the pongo that's irregular. All the other forms are regular. So yo me pongo, tú te pones. Él se pone. Nosotros nos ponemos. Ellos se ponen. All right? And let me just take a look here. I'm just looking briefly. Out of those verbs, those 7 verbs that are irregular as reflexive verbs, again, we've got ponerse, and I just told you that it's just the yo form that goes to a go in it. We have acostarse, the o goes to a ue. We have despertarse, the e goes to an ie. We've got divertirse, which means to have a good time. That is an e to an ie change. Dormirse, the o to a ue. And dormirse means to fall asleep, not to sleep. What's to sleep? To sleep is just dormir, but dormirse is to fall asleep. So this is to sleep. This is dormir. Okay? This is dormirse, to fall asleep. That's dormirse. So there's a slight nuance of difference there. And then sentarse, to sit down, the e goes to an ie. And finally, vestirse, to get dressed, the e goes to an I. Okay? So those are the only irregular verbs on that page that are reflexive and boot verbs or irregular. Okay? So study hard. I'll see you the next time. Ciao. Can you see my shoulder? Can you see my shoulder?